Hi there, this is Dr. Embody with Project 8. The basic idea here is the game of Scrabble. You have a set of tiles which are letters with values, and if you have half a dozen tiles, that is half a dozen letters, what English words can you form that will have the most value? That's kind of the basis of this, and what you have to do is you have to get various combinations and permutations of those letters and see if they're words. We have a file that has 3,000 English words in it. So you'll read that into a data structure and you'll get some permutation of your tiles and you'll see if it's a word. And if it's a word, then you can score it. And then we always say, okay, given a set of tiles, rank the words from the highest score to the lowest score and just print the top 5. That's kind of the basis of this project. There's two things I want to look at here today that I think will at least try to help you out here. First of all, when we look at the project, one of the things that we do is we have these point values. And we tell you to create a score dictionary of those values. And what that means is that we're going to take you're going to make a dictionary called Score Dictionary. And this is all caps because it's going to be a constant at the top of your program. And you just give it the values. A has a value of 1. And, here's K. K has a value of 5. And so on. Just build that by hand using all these values. Don't forget the Q and the Z in there. Okay, that's what that is. And then later on, when you're trying to do some scoring, you'll refer to this like, so you'll get some value of a letter, and and it'll just be grabbing something out of your dictionary. And square brackets. And probably some variable name in there. I like to use CH for a character. So the value is the score dictionary of some character that you have. So that's one thing. I saw a couple of questions on that. But what I want to do is focus on one function here that does all the work. And let's take a look at that. So there's a few things to do. Open a file. We've had that before. You're going to read all of those English words and put them into a dictionary. And then there's a function that calculates the score of a word. And we include the rec in there because if you use them all, then you get a bonus. But basically, you're just taking a word, looking up in your score dictionary for points. And then there's one to generate combinations, which takes your rack and you place tile and it returns a set of combinations. Similarly, generate words. That will take one of those combinations from the previous function and the dictionary of English words, and we will now take these scrambled sets, these scrambled tuples, and see which ones are words. And the ones that are words, they'll be returned in the set. So for example, if I'm looking at a tuple that has A, E, and T in it, then it has a number of permutations, and you can just see that 8, eat, and T are all real words. And you would find that out by looking it up in the dictionary of Scrabble words. and again, and so this now also returns a set. But the one that I want to spend some time on is this one, generate words with scores. And it takes the rack, it takes the place tile, and it takes that Scrabble words dictionary, all the English words. All right, and it returns a dictionary of words and their value. So, and what it does now is it uses all those other functions. And so let's take a look at how this might work out. So here I have a rack with just 3 tiles on it, the T, E, and H, and then we have a place tile of A. And so the first thing I do in this function is I generate the combinations of the tiles that I have. And generate combinations takes both of these. And so I'm going to then end up with a set of tuples. That's going to come back from that, and it will look something like it will have things like TEH in there. It will have things like a T and an E and the A, and it will have a variety of 3-letter tuples, and there will be because it's a set, we'll only have one of each of those, and and then you'll have longer ones, like you'll have a T, an E, and an A, and maybe and then the H, for example. And so there's a bunch of these that make up this set of tuples. If we in fact use this as an example, all right? And where does that set of tuples come from? Well, it's really out of calling generate combinations. So my set of tuples is a call to generate combinations. And what does generate combinations take? Generate combinations takes a rack and a place tile. So this takes my rack and my place tile. And what gets returned will look something like this. Then I need to take each one of those, and so for each tuple in my set of tuples, what do I want to do? Well, I want to what does it tell me to do? It actually tells me what to do here. It says for each one of those, call generate word. All right, and what does generate words takes? Generate words takes some combo and the Scrabble words dictionary. So we'll take my tuple, my dictionary, and what do I get is I get a set of words. So in this case, suppose I had this particular tuple. What are the words that'll come out of that? Well, there's a number of combinations. You can see one there that's T, the T, E, and A. There's the word 8 is in there. There's the word eat in there. Right. So it generates a set of valid words. So it goes through all the permutations, and that's what comes out of when I send it this one tuple. And what I want to do, it says, let's go back, take a look at it. And so then I want to take out of each of those words, I then want to find each word's score. So for each word in my set of words, get a score. And where do I get the score from? Well, we had a calculate score function. There it is. And it takes a rack and the word. Okay, so takes a rack and a word. And then I now add to my dictionary a word and its score. Okay, and so with this, I can then and then let's go back to the description of this function again, and then at the end of this I'm going to return my dictionary. My word dictionary. Let's do something like that. So the idea here in this is that, and so for example, here, let me, my word dictionary here, what might it look like? It will have the word T in it, and there'll be some score for T. So if we have a T, an E, and an A, we can go back to my dictionary here. So we have a T has a value of 1, E has a value of 1, A has a value of 1, so that'll have a value of 3. And 8, well, we know that'll also have a value of 3. And eat, that will also have a value of 3. And then there will be many, many more words in here, but out of T, E, and A, I'll have those. And when I look at T, E, and H, there's the word the is in there, which has a T, an H, and an E. So the word the has 1, 4 more is 5, and 1 more is 6. And so at some point, excuse me, we will have the word the in there with a score, I think I said it was 6. So on. And so that's what my word dictionary will look like. And when I'm done with this function, I will have created this dictionary. And then later on, there are other functions that will sort that, give me a sorted based upon the score, sorted based on the length, and so on. But I think that a lot of the work of this whole project gets done in this one function. So hopefully that helps you out. Good luck.